Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Slanted Entertainment production. We got something special for you. We're going to review the pilot episode of Black Lightning. So we're going to hit this beat by beat and let you know what we thought about the first episode. The episode opens up with some very powerful images. We got strange fruit playing in the background. Episode title is Resurrection. Shout out Lonnie Lynn, aka Common. Then they hit us in the heart with Amanda Davis on TV.
Yeah,
like,
that struck the soul right there.
You can't pull shit like that.
Like put a warning on
Exactly. Not even 2 seconds in, you got the feels going. Come on now.
All right, so we start off in a police precinct, and we pretty much get a sense of what's going on. Like I said, we see what life is like, and we got an activist daughter. All right, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Ken, let me know what you got going. How you feeling about this?
I'm loving it, man. I mean, she woke. She's profound, she's intelligent, she stands on her own, and as we see later, she can handle herself too. So I love the representation of her, especially as a black female, as she's been presented, because the CW has offered exactly other individuals in the past and that have not stood up to this level. But like I said, I love what she brings to the table.
Right, I'm loving it too because this is basically iconic of what the movement looks like now. Black females are always in the forefront, and so we definitely get this through TV representation too.
And I see more, and one thing that I like to point out, and I like that you brought that up too, is how she's pushing this. We need to do something to help other people, even though her father is like, I need to fall back to the shadow and protect what's mine. And she's like, it's not just about us, it's about our people.
Right. Speaking of her father, we're moving on to the next scene. Another scene, very close in the opening. He picks her up from the police station. They're driving in the rain, and they get stopped by the po-po. All right, John, let me know how you feeling about this.
Whew. I mean, how could I not feel a certain way considering that, you know, hitting on something very topical?
Let me interject for 1 second on that. First, I love the fact that this was in the first 5 minutes because it showed you the tone of the show. Right. It showed you that the direction of this was going to be for the grown in particular, and that they were not going to tap dance over subject matter. So I love the fact that this was introduced, and the whole attitude of the way the cops were being portrayed. He was like, look, I'm successful, I'm clean, I'm in a suit, but you just see me as every other thug out there, and I love that they touched on that.
Within that scene alone, there were also many levels that they were touching on. They bring him to the police car to show him to an Asian woman and say, was this the person that robbed your store? A lot of stuff going on within that scene alone, especially when you consider that this is a community that is multiracial.
Yeah, this harkens back to a lot of stuff we've seen in the media and the news, LA riots, all of this stuff. So community relations. So in the first 5 minutes, if you were not grabbed to sit down and watch this show, I don't know what is wrong with you. All right, so we're going to move it along. So we got a sense of the tone of the show. We bring it back to you know, who the characters are, what their everyday lives are like. Black Lightning is actually a principal of a high school. He's retired from being Black Lightning. He's actually a very profound principal. He's doing great things in his community. Being introduced by Nina Turner. Shout out Nina Turner. All right, so this function, we see his relationship with the police chief, captain, whatever who that guy is, and he's dropping some real knowledge on us. We also see him introduced to his ex-wife, so we're getting a sense of who everybody is. I'm going to push that a little further aside, move ahead a little bit more. Baby girl's at the club. She's out there partying. Man, Anna Farm is out here smoking weed.
She's in the situation. She's been told about these individuals. She's been told that these are gang members, and she doesn't understand what that means because she has been safe all her life with her dad around. And now that she's being interjected into this, she knows that now her actions bring consequences. So it's a little development, a little growth in this scene that I saw. And she saw that, hey, just because how fragile and how predators will prey upon her, even though she doesn't see herself as weak. Because even in that scene when she was in the club and she fought back, she showed that she was a strong woman. And even the main villains respected her for it, but still saw her as less than a person.
All right, I'm gonna let you jump in a second. I'm gonna set the scene real quick. So Daddy finds out where she is. He goes down to the club. He confronts the bodyguard. He pulls a gun on him, and this man shut the lights off. I was like, is that Batman? We get Batman?
Batman wishes he was that smooth.
All right, so as I said, I set the scene. Christian, let me know how you felt about this scene. He is whooping a lot of ass.
That's part of the first half of the damn series, of the damn show. if you want my honest opinion, like it pretty much showed us that like this has been building up in him for weeks and months now and whatnot.
Years.
And, yeah. I like how they're trying to portray him as a guy that's trying to please everybody and everybody's ungrateful for it.
Well, let me piggyback off this. What I get is a sense of like he is like the Danny Glover of superheroes because he feels he's like, I'm getting too old for this shit. He just wants peace and relaxation in his house. And one thing I got from that scene in the club, he was like, look, I'm a grown-ass man, and I hit like a grown-ass man. As you can clearly see, he
was leaving smoke on people's bodies.
Exactly, and that wasn't even the use of powers. that was old 80s and whippings.
So after this incident at the club, we do see Roland Martin, shout out Roland Martin, on the TV talking about how, the black superheroes, the vigilante, wanted by the police, but, we have other white superheroes out there doing their thing. Some cities love them, some cities hate them, whatever be it as it may. But, in this town, we need Black Lightning, and the police does not want him there.
The quintessential realness of that statement is what stands out, though, because it's a shot to every other superhero genre out there, especially in the CW world. It's like you see people like the Flash, you see even the Green Arrow in some instances.
Yes, they wave back and forth in the city whether or not they want him there.
And Supergirl, it's like these are heroes. As a matter of fact, like we build statues of them, but this black man who's been fighting this unwinnable fight, he's seen as just a straight up criminal.
Alright, so we got a lot of issues going on between the community, the police, what they think about vigilantes and heroes and whatnot. Let's move it a little bit forward. We have villains in the actual show, y'all. Alright, so we got a couple that we need to address. First one being Lala. And, he's running stuff. He's running things.
Let me speak on Lala. Can I speak on Lala first? So it will be easy for us here at Slander to make fun of Lala because he wants to call himself Lala. I'm not going to do that today.
No, not at all.
You know what? Lala had depth. He had depth.
He had layers.
He had a lot of layers and he had a lot of depth.
Like
I thought he was just going to be typical thug. He wear his velour suit that went out in 2002. And, he walked around trying to be tough and everything. But that scene with him and the little boy, it was like, okay.
Let me piggyback off that. One, I think it was a Sean John shoot. But one, I can tell that the writers of the show get it. I believe that there are African American writers on this show.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see it represented because going back to what you said, like completely different sides of the street, him, Lala, and Black Lightning, completely different sides. But the message that he tried to instill in that kid, like, look, while you're out here sleeping, everybody else is getting ahead of you. You need to bust your ass. And even though he shows tougher love in it, the message is still the same. You need to be better than you are. And I respect that about it. And that's one thing that these shows have been missing, respect for the villain.
We're going to move forward just a little bit more. So we introduced to our villain, Lala. He's the main man on the street. We see him and Black Lightning have some history. He went to a school and all that stuff. So we see that there's a respect thing, keep the gangs and the violence away from our school and all that stuff. That's just how it is, politicking in the streets. All right. But things get hairy because Lala's cousin is acting a damn fool. Mm-hmm. All right. He didn't kidnap Black Lightning's daughters because one of them whooped up on his ass.
This is the definition of not staying in your lane.
So while all this is going down, Black Lightning is going to go get his super suit from Edna Mode. I don't remember the guy's name. I'm going to call him Edna Mode for this review.
AKA Alfred.
Yeah. He already got the bat suit ready, got it all prepped.
Ready.
And I love this.
Every day he like, when you coming back?
And if you don't, this guy is pretty much like Harry. He was Harry from Dexter. And what I love about this scene is like he knew Black Lightning better than he knew himself. He was like, look, there's going to come a time where you're going to have to suit up because this piece ain't going to last long.
Right.
And you just pretty much force yourself into a stalemate. But whenever you're ready to come back, I'll be waiting here for you.
All right, so we reached definitely the climax of the episode, moving towards the end. Black Lightning got to go save his little girls. All right, so he goes to the hotel. He whoops major ass, and he is not holding back. This looks like a scene out of Injustice. I know you played a video game. He's not just a skin. He's an actual character. All right, this is not a skin thrown on Raiden. All right, he is his own man. He is beaten thug ass. All right.
Look, when
let
he
me know how you
did
feel about
this,
this.
when he did this,
The Kamehameha wave.
that's all you need to do. And not just that. Look, science be damned. Homeboy should have died. You cannot hold.
He didn't have a problem taking one of the guys to block the bullet for him. And let's be real, those were kill shots that guy took.
He held an electric chain and held this dude up by his heart.
Now, I don't know how electricity works. I'm not an electrician, but you know, I mean, if you a comic book, this is comic book, man. So, this man got control. He's been doing this for years. I believe he can shut off, you know, the energy, the whatever, the electricness of his powers. It's to hold somebody up, kind of like the same way Magneto does it. Like, you know, I'm just
Completely different. But I will say,
comic books.
I will say this to this effect: the fact and the way that he moves, it shows. Like I would like to see how he moved back in the past, because if he's moving like this now, that's incredible.
Oh, but shout out to Baldhead Black Lightning.
Baldhead,
Yeah, that.
he was.
Yeah.
That was the one that was.
Wearing my favorite Black Lightning costume. I always thought the one flaw Black Lightning had was up until the mid 2000s, all his costumes were kind of whack. Then they made that costume and they put it on the show. You also notice too, and this was throughout the whole show, part of his combat was get into the shadows.
Of course.
Yeah.
Get in, do your two pieces, jump back into the shadows.
As a vigilante, you gotta find those shadows. All right.
He's a superhero.
Hey, call it as you will. Let's cap this off. Black Lightning, he beat ass, he got in, he got out, he got his girls, he saved the day. Everything is all good in the hood. All right, so we move in. Lala's is, you know, he's cruising the street, and his boss wants to have a word with him. All right, so we get a good look. Did we see Tobias earlier in the episode?
We did.
Okay, so we finally get some more range from Tobias at the end of the episode to see what he's about. All right, bags his man, brings him to his office, and he does the unthinkable. What does he do?
He shoots that man with a harpoon.
With a harpoon.
Wait, I'm mad that they surprised in this when at the beginning he dumped the dude in a piranha tank. So this wasn't far off.
But that right there isn't new, because like if you watch a James Bond movie, like
They do that all the time.
exactly.
Piranha's is old school.
But like, where the fuck you gonna get a harpoon gun in the neighborhood he lives in? And I would need to see the man who sold him the harpoon gun in the neighborhood he lives in.
And ask him questions.
There's a guy named Jeffrey behind the dick sport. Tell him the ref sent you.
All right, y'all. So we have fun with this episode. This was an excellent pilot. If you haven't watched Black Lightning yet, do yourself a favor. Go and watch this. You got something else to add to it?
Oh, no, I just thought this was a very thought-out episode. I cannot wait to see the next one. This is actually a compelling view from another side. This is actually real. It gets in and talks about things and how to address situations. One of the most impactful conversations that was in this series, this episode, was a conversation between him and his daughter about what they need to do in order to keep this neighborhood safe, and the fact that they were going back and forth. And I'm pretty sure he was like, I'm yelling against my younger self.
Right. So
I will also
I like that
add-
line. I like that line a lot.
I would also like to add too, coming from the comic book angle of it, because I read a lot of Black Lightning and I followed him, Anissa, and Jennifer. I followed them through DC Comics, and they hit it out of the park. Jennifer, I especially liked the characterization with Jennifer because this was a character that in the comics is a child. She's like 10 years old. So aging her up for this show meant that they had to give her they had to give her character and personality, and they went the correct route with that. Even homeboy Edna Mode, he's in the comic books.
Yeah.
They gangstered him up. I like that.
I think this is the best interpretation I've seen of that character.
And
like,
Tobias
do not kill him in this show.
Tobias, well, I'm really loving the way they're doing him. Most I don't want to say most important of all, but especially another character that they did right that we didn't touch on. At least in the comics that I've read, his wife Lynn isn't present, or isn't present as much. And I liked her characterization. They made her a fully formed character.
That's right. Oh, shout out natural hair. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Sounds like we're all like what we're seeing. So I hope you guys check the show out. Hope you like what you see. Please join us back. We're going to do some more reviews, maybe some recaps, maybe a different style. We're going to test it, see how it goes. Remember, Black Lightning will only be 10 episodes this season. Hopefully we get some more starting in the fall. So please let us know your favorite moments from Black Lightning. How many lightning bolts do you give this episode out of 5? Let us know. 5. Hey, that sounds good to me. Maybe a lightning bolt to the heart. I don't know. All right, so comment, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. We'll be back every week. Of course, we do our other DC show reviews. Again, hope you like what you saw.
And recharge for the next episode.
All right.